Hey everyone, I'm Army Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the easiest way to clear survival dungeon. If you've ever wondered what the best team to clear survival dungeon is, well, I'm gonna tell you. And actually there isn't really like a recommended team, more like just recommended monsters. The first of which, let me just enter into the survival dungeon, is General Thetys. In my opinion, General Thetys is a must-have monster for survival dungeon. She's probably the best monster for survival dungeon. And then you need a supportive monster, someone like Reptile. Reptile's amazing since he can give triple damage to one of your allies. And then you need an attacker, it can be any attacker, preferably an attacker with a special based AoE that does 45 damage. Although in my example, I'm using Alex Bone, he only has a 35 damage special based AoE, but the reason I'm actually using Alex Bone is because he's level 115, so he deals even more damage than some of my other monsters. But anyways, the key here is to run General Thetys with 3 speed runes, run your supportive monster just fast enough to be faster than your attacker. He doesn't need to have 3 speed. In this case, Reptile does have 3 speed because like I mentioned, Alex Bone, he's ranked up so he's kind of faster than the average monster. So normally your supportive monster, just 1 speed, make sure he's faster than the attacker, and then you can run team speed, just help your other monsters go first. And then your attacker, 2 strength runes and a speed, or 2 strength runes and a team speed, that's all you need. And let me just demonstrate why this team works wonders, and why General Thetys is like the queen of survival dungeon. You start the game off with Elite Sea Troops, so that's a must-have skill for survival dungeons. Elite Sea Troops, you give all of your allies all of their stamina back, and you give them increased accuracy, and you give them a 50% damage boost. Now the great thing about giving your monsters a 50% damage boost is that can stack with other sort of buffs. So I'm going to use not improve, I'm going to use glamorize, which gives triple damage to an ally. So I use that on Alex Bone. Alex Bone now has a 50% damage boost and a 200% damage boost. And increased accuracy. What does that mean? That means he cannot miss. He's going to land the hit for sure, guaranteed. And then I use max authority, and it looks like I was wrong. This is actually a 40 damage AoE. So better than what I originally thought of it being a 35 damage AoE. And anyways, you use it and just look at that damage output, 63k. And that's it. They're all defeated, and I move on to the next node, and this is honestly the fastest way to win. The reason you want General Thetys is because she gives all of your monsters their stamina, that increased accuracy so you don't miss, and then that damage boost really helps to boost one of your other allies. And that damage boost can stack with the buff from your supporter. So you just need a supporter that doesn't do 50% damage increase, but like double damage or triple damage. So I'll show you guys another example doing a different team. Because some of you may not have Reptile, some of you may not have Alex Bone. I just want to show you that the main monster for survival dungeon is General Thetys. And then as far as that, just any supporter can do, and then any attacker can do. And so I went ahead and changed my team, and this is another example. And once again, the first thing I'm going to do is do Elite Sea Troops. All of my monsters get all of their stamina back, they get increased accuracy, they get a 50% damage boost, and then Fenrir, he has a skill that can give triple damage to a monster. The downside is that you stun that monster. So then, in this example, I decided to bring Sherlock, who guess what? She can't be stunned. So now Sherlock has the 50% damage boost, a 200% damage boost. And the cool thing about Fenrir's attack is that it actually lasts for 3 turns, which means when you have a monster like Sherlock, she can apply Inner Fire to herself, this gives her double damage, and then just check out all of her buffs. 100% damage boost, 200% damage boost, and a 50% accuracy, and a 50% damage boost. So she is incredibly strong, she cannot miss. And then I can use her AoE skill Firestorm, it's only 30 damage, and in this case it's not special based. I'm recommending you use a monster with special base, because sometimes, as you can see, I'm fighting a fire monster, so it's not as effective. It's effective against nature, but not against fire. But if you run a special base skill on the other hand, you have no problems with any of that. But in this case, because I have all of these buffs, it's going to be no problem. The fire monster is going to die, I'll do Firestorm, and look at that. Look at all that damage, that was way more powerful than my previous setup. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to mention. Other teams can also work wonders, but they're just not as effective as running General Thetys with a supportive and a strong monster. For example, if I use a main deny monster like Frostbite, maybe I can do Glacial Snowstorm, so now I'm below on stamina, and then Demise can give Barbatos a buff, that way he doesn't have to hurt himself, so I use Strength from Beyond. Barbatos can do his AoE skill, he can do Hellfire, and it doesn't even kill everyone, so without having all of those buffs, it's not as effective. So now everyone's burned, I go again. I obviously don't want to kill myself, I can do Corrupted Laceration, I'll just do it on any monster, and then it goes over to Frostbite. If it was using the previous team, I would have won already. So Frostbite, now I can do 2 things, I can do Piercing Rainfall, damage them more, I can do Arctic Boost, give my monsters a buff, and give them back their stamina, which is what I would normally do. And then they're burning, they're frozen, so that's not a problem. It goes over to Demise. Demise here can probably attack a monster, so I can do the Draining Light, not as effective, One Light Corrupts. I'll go ahead and do that. And Sunblock, Nightmares, cool, it'll probably die with DOTs, which means it's probably going to go back to Demise. Yeah, so Frostbite's turn is going to be skipped, back to Demise. You just see how long this is, this is becoming really long. So back to Demise, what am I going to do? Draining Light, still don't die. Light Within, that's a team skill, so I guess I'll just recharge. It goes back to Barbatos, and what do I do with Barbatos? Well, I can't really do anything, so I'm just gonna have to recharge here. Back to Frostbite. I mean, I could have done something with Barbatos, but it'll decrease his life. Luckily I have my ult, so I don't need to waste any stamina. And yeah, as you can see, this took way too long. Compared to the other team, General Thetys, supportive monster, and an attacker, that's what you really want to do. So that is my recommendation to everyone. If you have General Thetys, make sure to utilize her. If you have a supportive monster, make sure to utilize him or her. And then if you have an attacker, which you probably do have at this point in the game, that team will be indestructible. You'll finish survival dungeon really fast, and that's the best way to do it. Anyways, that's just my personal opinion. If you guys have another team suggestion that's better than what I recommended, please let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to know if anyone has come up with a way that's faster and more effective than the teams I just demonstrated in the first 2 battles. With that being said, I'm Armor Gaming. Best of luck to all of you on your Monster Legends adventures. Good luck on the survival dungeon. Make sure to do it. It's a great way to get Elementium. And like always, remember to dream big and pursue your passions.